Hey everybody, Cheryl here from Healthy Living from Garden to Table, and today I'm here to talk to you about herbs and how we can get that abundance of herbs that everybody has in their gardens from their garden to the table. And today's subject is going to be mint. So I have one of my varieties of mint here, and I have chosen to do container gardens for mint because you may or may not know, but mint is pretty invasive. So when you plant it in your garden, it can get everywhere. So I decided that I want to put it in containers to contain it into an area so it doesn't spread all over the place. Two of the varieties that I have here is this one is a strawberry kiwi mint, and it just smells lovely. The other one here is a mojito mint, and it just smells awesome as well. But the one that I'm going to be using today is just one of the regular ordinary mints that I harvested this morning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a watermelon mint layered salad. So let's get into this. And I will be showing you other recipes as well on mint. So first of all, what you need is it's like I said, it's a salad that we're going to layer. So it's going to have, let me tell you the ingredients real quick, and I'll post the recipe below. But it's going to have watermelon in, and of course mint. It's going to have avocado. It's going to have jalapeno, but we can back off on the heat, so it's up to you to adjust the heat on your preference. It's going to have a little garlic in it because, hey, garlic has got to be in everything, right? It's going to have an English cucumber, and it's going to have a shallot in it. And it is also going to have goat cheese. Now, I am allergic to dairy, and I normally can't have dairy because it gives me sinus congestion and it gives me actually a migraine. But I found out recently I can have goat cheese and it doesn't bother me, so that is a win. And it is also going to have some lemon juice in it. So let's start layering. So first I'm going to cut this watermelon, and I just like to score it down the middle. And then again through the sides here. And then scoop it out. Let me scoop it into this bowl. I've already started some of it, so it'll probably take about half of the watermelon for this recipe. So just scooping it into here. And I'm not going to do all this because it's probably going to go flying, because that's what happens when I cut watermelon for whatever reason. Oh, it's looking like it's doing good. Must have a real good angle here today. And you really kind of want it to be bite-sized pieces. Okay, so then it's going to call for 5 cups of watermelon. So my impeccably clean hands do 1, 2, 3. Those were kind of heavy-handed, so I'm going to call that 5. Just a few more maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to cut the English cucumber. Now I like the English cucumber because you can keep the skin on it, and it doesn't have that heavy taste from the peel on it. So English cucumbers actually have a lot less seeds in them as well. So it doesn't give it, because watermelon's really, really watery. And you don't want your salad to be too watery. So this gives it a little bit of a break from everything in the salad, having that watery coming out on the sides. So just a quick chop on these. And then like I said, you're just layering it. So some bite size. Oh, that's a little big. Let's put some bite-sized pieces on here, not too big. Okay. Of course, we eat with our eyes first, don't we? So we want it to make sure it looks pretty. The next thing that we're going to put on this, and I hope this platter is big enough, so make sure you get yourself a big enough platter. The next thing that I'm going to put on here is the avocado. So it calls for an entire avocado. So I'll show you a little quick trick. When you're slicing your avocado, kind of give it a little twist, and it'll come open like that. And then to get the seed out, you just take your knife carefully, just give it one quick, try to get in the middle as much as you can, and then give it a quick twist, and the avocado seed comes out really fast that way. Then I'm going to just give it a quick little score here. and then just scoop it out. There you go. So then I'm going to make sure I have some nice slices that'll look really pretty. I'll just kind of give that a quick little slice again. And most of them are sliced, so I'll put that on there really pretty. If you like chunks, then you can go ahead and chunk it. Get a spoon, this would be easier, I'm sure. There we go. Now the next thing I'm going to put on here is going to be the jalapeno. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, jalapeno, you know, is it going to be hot? And you know, when you're using jalapeno, the heat is all in the seeds and in the membrane. So you can actually not have to worry about the heat level in that. If you want it to back up on your heat, you can go ahead and just take all the seeds and the whole membrane out, and you won't have the heat, you'll just have the flavor, and that's what I'm gonna do. I like a little bit of heat in mine, but I don't really like it really, really hot, so you don't want to bite you when you taste it. So take some of those seeds out, give that a quick chop. And a lot of these things that are in this recipe, the really great thing, and I'm just going to give it a really fine dice. The great thing is most of the things in this recipe you're probably growing in your garden if you're a gardener. So we have the jalapeno. A lot of people grow those. I've not this year. I have done a salsa garden in the past, and I didn't do that this year. And but that's really a great one. So I'm just doing half of the jalapeno on this one. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make actually there's a vinaigrette that goes on it, and it calls for the shallots. So now, if you didn't know, when you get shallots, they actually kind of come like this. So they're kind of like flat pieces together. So you only want one of the shallots, and then you're going to dice it really fine. And shallots can be really strong, so I did this before I started videotaping, and I diced it already so that I wouldn't be crying while I'm doing this. And then I also juiced 1 lemon. So you're going to have the juice of 1 lemon. It's about 3 tablespoons. You're going to pour that into a bowl. And then you're going to do about 1/3 cup of olive oil. And you know, when you do an olive oil, I said it so many times, you guys, make sure you get a quality olive oil. You want the olive oil that you buy to taste like olives. You want a really good quality. Just because it says extra virgin olive oil on there doesn't mean it's going to actually taste really good. I'm a real big advocate, and I'm not a spokesperson, but I'm an advocate for Costco because their olive oil tastes like olives. It tastes really, really good. I absolutely love it. So you're going to do some salt and pepper to taste. Just, I would say about a half a teaspoon of each would probably be enough. Okay. And then you're going to just going to give it a quick whisk. Just a little bit of emulsifying it with a whisk. You can also do this, I almost did it, I was going to do it in my blender, but I thought this is just as easy. But just, you want to make sure that it emulsifies really well. And when you do it in a blender, I'm not one to bite into onions, so I don't like to bite into like a raw onion. And that's another reason I use the shallot, because you can totally use like a red onion in this recipe and it worked just as well. If you like onions, go ahead and do that. This just gives it a little bit of a milder onion flavor. So, and that just kind of looks like that, if you can see that. And then what I'm going to do before I pour this on, because I really don't want to pour it on the whole thing, because I don't want to soak it. Because I like to have it in pieces. So what I am going to do though is I'm going to take the mint, and you need about 1/3 cup of mint as well. And I'm just going to take some of these beautiful mint leaves off of these stems. And if you've seen me cut herbs before, you know, like I like to roll them. And I'll show you how to do it. It just makes it such an easy cut. And it makes it look really pretty when you do it. So you're gonna roll them up like this. And a little, I don't know, like a cigar. So you're rolling it really, really tight. Try to get as many of those stems out as I can too. So you roll it really, really tight. And you're gonna do what the chefs called chiffonade. So you're gonna cut it into ribbon type pieces. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that garlic. So we can't forget the garlic. So I'm going to do a little bit of a, excuse me, bigger chop on here. And then I'm just going to ribbon it all over. And then for the garlic that is supposed to go in this salad dressing that I don't know why, but I forgot. It's a half of a clover, or clove. It's not a full clove of garlic. So what I always do is I take my little plain here, and I just plain half of it in there so you're not biting into that garlic. And then just do a half of it, give it a quick tap. Let me just give that a quick little toss again. Okay. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this goat cheese and put that on there as well. Okay, let me grab a plate really quick. I don't want to put the salad dressing on the whole thing. I'm going to put part of the salad on my plate so that I can taste it. A little bit of the mint on there, and then some of the cheese. Now, if you never had goat cheese, it's actually, I feel like it's a little sweeter than feta cheese. It doesn't have that sharp, salty taste. It tastes like sweet to me, and I actually prefer it to than feta cheese. Then I'm going to just give that a quick little stir and drizzle that on there. Oh, this looks yummy, you guys. And then I'll put my fork that I used for my avocado. I want everything in the first bite. So I'm like that. I need to have everything in the bite. So we'll do the avocado, the cheese, and of course the watermelon. There we go. This recipe is phenomenal. You need to try this recipe. I know my little area is really a mess, but the other recipe that I want to share with you that's really, really good is if you take your mint leaves and you drop it into a mason jar, a glass, a hot glass, a mug or whatever, and then if you put it in here and you just break it apart, and then you can either put lime juice or you can put lemon juice in here, and then put some hot water in here. I do it in a coffee mug in the morning with lemon juice, and oh my gosh, it's really refreshing. It gives you that rehydration in the morning. I absolutely love it. You also can put it in a jar like this with some hot water, and then once it cools down after it's done steeping, take that out, put some ice in it, put it in the refrigerator, and you can have yourself a mint tea. Is really, really good. The other thing that I do all the time with my mint and my other herbs is I take a variety of different herbs, and I always have a bowl like this in my refrigerator full. I cut up a few heads of romaine lettuce. I put some celery in it. I put mint, and I put dill in it, and I put cilantro in it. Whatever herbs that I have in the house that I'm loving at the moment, and I just put a lot of the herbs in the salad, and then every single day I'm grabbing out of that bowl, eating the salad. And so this way it keeps me eating salads. It keeps those herbs, and it keeps it's so refreshing and makes that salad so different every single day. So I hope some of these recipes and the main recipe looks good to you. This actually looks really beautiful. Let me show it to you. It's really beautiful, and it tastes really great. So I hope you try this. I'll go ahead and link the recipe below. If you like this recipe and the things that I'm bringing to you on this channel, please hit like and subscribe. I will be doing other herb recipes coming soon, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next video.